Hello and welcome to my 28th water review for YouTube. Today is Friday, August 10th, 2018, and this week we are doing another Italian water. This week we're doing Mangiatorella. Now, Mangiatorella was first founded in 1904. However, it was first bottled in the 1800s by a general of the nationalist known as Garibaldi, Giuseppe Garibaldi, a well-known nationalist of the time. This general was known as General Fazzari. Now, the spring is found in a national park, Serre Calabrese Park, near the village of Stilo in southern Italy. Mangiatorella has been renowned, just like Uliveto, for having health benefits. These were first mentioned by Professor Gautier of the University of Naples. Now, Mangiatorella is found 1,200 meters above sea level, in an area of the park that is untouched by humans. In terms of environmental initiatives, Mangiatorella looks to help the environment by using only renewable energy for their bottling plants, even going as far as to build a solar array for powering completely their bottling plants for a few of their plants. Now, speaking of bottles, we will move on to bottle design and materials. Now you'll notice that Mangiatorella has a very unique bottle style. In terms of plastics, they're not great. They're not the cheapest I've felt, and I think that helps with the design, but overall the plastics are not great, and it's even dented on the bottom here, which makes it not balance on a table correctly. The cap itself is made of a nice soft touch plastic, but it is a little bit short and small for my liking. And the label is made out of paper, which makes it more prone to ripping, which you can see along the top there. But this one has held up fairly well. In terms of design, Mangiatorella has decided to go with hundreds of these small little diamonds to create a textured finish to their bottle, which makes the bottle look and feel more premium. They also have decided to emboss this nice M on the sides of the bottle, which make it more premium looking and feeling as well. In terms of label design, the label is definitely not bad. It's not as crowded as Uliveto, and they do have some nice artwork with trees in the background. What is also nice to see is a mineral table along the side here, and a nutrition facts table as well. Moving on to taste. Now, the TDS for Mangiatorella, despite being a spring water, is quite low, only 69 ppm. It is also a softer water with low calcium and magnesium amounts, and only small amounts of chloride and sodium. So I'm not expecting a lot in terms of smell or tasting notes, but it should be fairly good. As I expected, not a whole lot to taste. The mouthfeel is not soft, which I like, and it does have a slight metallic taste to it, which I do like as well. And I find with these low TDS waters, they do tend to have more of the metallic taste comes out a bit more. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I'm getting any tasting notes or smelling notes. Because it's such a low TDS water, there really isn't any distinguishable smelling or tasting notes, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. It means it's a nice, fresh, crisp tasting water. Very enjoyable. Which is unique for these waters. They tend to have a little bit of a spring watery, high TDS taste to them. but for some reason, the spring that they source from has not very many minerals in it. So, final score. In terms of company history and interestingness, like all Italian waters, they get full points. Mangiatorella has a very full, complete history. Their website's in English, which is nice. I didn't have to use Google Translate and get broken English. They do have some very strange health claims, which I'm not a big fan of. Like, they mention that they mentioned that in some studies done by pharmacists that it can help with removing metabolic waste through urination. Who would have thought that water would cause urination? A little bit of a weird thing to include on their website, but maybe it's just being lost in translation from Italian to English, I don't know. But overall, great website, really easy to look through. They got some environmental initiatives, which is nice as well. So, full points, 2.5 out of 2.5 points for company, history, and interestingness. In terms of bottle design and materials, the materials used are mediocre at best. The cap is alright, but the bottle materials and the label materials aren't great. However, the design of the bottle is very unique, and I like it quite a bit. And the label isn't bad as well, with both required tables included. So, for bottle design and materials, Mangiatorella gets 1.75 out of 2.5 points. In terms of taste, really nice, crisp, fresh taste, a really nice mouthfeel. I love the metallic taste that it has. Just because it's a low TDS water and doesn't have any tasting or smelling notes is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a good or a bad thing necessarily. It's just a nice, fresh, clean taste, nice mouthfeel. Can't really go wrong with Mangiatorella. So, for taste, it gets 3 out of 4 points. Now, in terms of value, this half-liter bottle cost me $1.29 at the grocery store, which, with some rough math, means that a liter bottle would cost about $2.50. Now, this isn't cheap, but I do think it's worth it. However, that doesn't make it a good value. So, I had to take 1/4 point off for value, making it 0.5 out of 1 point for value. Rounding it all up, we get a final score of 8 out of 10 points. Quite a good score, just below Voss with having 8.25 points, but tied with Levissima for the highest score that an Italian water that I've reviewed has ever gotten. It is also tied with Arto Life Water and Fiji water, which I think is quite true. I might actually enjoy the taste of this water more than Fiji, and just a little bit less than Arto Life Water. I do like that water more. However, this one is quite good. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed my water review for this Friday. Hope you all have a good weekend. Please like, subscribe, comment down below with any recommendations. Next week I will be doing a sparkling water, and in the following weeks after I will be doing some other waters. More interesting waters, however. Stay tuned. And just a heads up, my first video is on its way to 500 views. You guys all love my Evian water review. It's about 20 views away from 500, so please feel free to share that video or watch it again or whatever. And I will see you all next Friday. Thank you for watching.